Every few years, video game fans await the release of new gaming consoles from their favorite companies. Technology advances over the decades in all mediums, but gaming is founded upon these so-called console generations. At any given time, there are usually three massive companies fighting neck and neck for players' attention: Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony. While we've had some technologically powerful consoles over the years, only a few have been popularized by a huge library of great video games. Today, we've compiled for you the top 10 best consoles in the history of gaming. At the 10th spot on our list is the Sega Genesis. Designed by a research and development team supervised by Hideki Sato and Masami Ishikawa, the Genesis was adapted from Sega's System 16 arcade board. Centered on a Motorola 68000 processor as the CPU, a Zilog Z80 as a sound controller, and a video system supporting hardware sprites, files, and scrolling. It plays a library of more than 900 games created by Sega and a wide array of third-party publishers delivered on ROM-based cartridges. Sega was able to outsell Nintendo 4 Christmas seasons in a row, due to the Genesis having a 2-year lead, a lower price point, and a larger game library compared to the SNES at its release. Coming in at number 9 is the Nintendo Wii. Once codenamed Revolution, Wii has already done much to open consumers' eyes to the potential delights of gaming. Everyone, and I mean kids, teens, parents, and grandparents, knew what it was and how to pick it up and play. It was the hottest thing on the market with its family-friendly, let's bond over gaming attitude. The Wii helped make gaming accessible for everyone. It also had a killer library with some of the best Mario titles, Smash, Mario Kart, and many other remakes and new IPs, making it a near-perfect console for its time. At number 8 is Sony's stroke of genius, the PlayStation. The PlayStation was the first computer entertainment platform to ship over 100 million units, which it had reached 9 years after its initial launch. In addition to playing games, select PlayStation models are equipped to play audio CDs. Further, Asian model SCPH-5903 can also play video CDs. In a 1997 year-end review, a team of 5 electronic gaming monthly editors gave the PlayStation scores of 9.5, 8.5, 9.0, 9.0, and 9.5. For all 5 editors, the highest score they gave to any of the 5 consoles reviewed in the issue. They lauded the breadth and quality of the game's library, saying it had vastly improved over previous years due to Sony dropping its ban on 2D games and RPGs, and developers mastering the system's capabilities. Making it at number 7 in our list is the Xbox. It was a close call between the OG Xbox and the 360, but we felt like the freshness of the original just edges out the later model. The original Xbox console started Microsoft's now massive gaming empire, and it brought the vastly popular Halo franchise to the gaming world. Above all else, the first Xbox revolutionized the way we now play online with Xbox Live. It was a monumental gaming achievement that made such a splash that its online practices are an industry standard today. At number 6 is our childhood best friend, the Super Nintendo, or otherwise known as SNES. Up to date, many people still consider it as the gold standard for consoles, pushing the industry into the 16-bit space. The SNES boasted forward-thinking graphics and was even capable of some primitive 3D too. But what was most impressive about the SNES was its seemingly bottomless library of groundbreaking games. Super Mario World rewrote the book on platformers. The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past practically created an entire genre. And then there's Donkey Kong Country, Super Metroid, Star Fox, Super Mario Kart, the list goes on. Next up at number 5 is another Sony console, the PlayStation 4. The base PS4 is a fantastic games console with one of the best game libraries ever assembled. The PS4 has been a resounding success since its launch back in 2013, becoming one of the best-selling consoles of all time. The main attraction of any console is the library of games it supports, and the PS4 has one of the best any system has ever seen. Arguably, the PS4 has the best variety of any gaming platform right now. Not only does the PS4 have a Blu-ray disc drive, it also hosts a slew of streaming services, such as Disney+, Netflix, Prime Video, Now TV, and BBC iPlayer. My personal PlayStation handles all my streaming, and I rarely ever need to switch over to my laptop or satellite TV. There's access to the likes of Twitch and YouTube too, so you can enjoy content from other gamers directly through your PS4. Sliding in at number 4 is the NES, or what the oldies would call it, a Famicom. As one of the best-selling gaming consoles of its time, the NES helped revitalize the US video game industry following the video game crash of 1983, with its vast collection of games that now stands as a pillar of support for the new generation consoles. The system's launch represented not only a new product, but also a reframing of the severely damaged home video game market. Games like Mario, Zelda, and Kirby were the go-to games that made people want to play more and more, as they were really quite addictive. The NES continued to aggressively compete with the next generation 16-bit consoles, including the 1988 Sega Genesis. The platform was succeeded by the Super Famicom in 1990 and the Super Nintendo Entertainment System in 1991, but its support and production continued until 1995. Interest in the NES has been renewed by collectors and emulators, including Nintendo's own Virtual Console platform. Coming in at number 3 is the latest creation of Nintendo, the Nintendo Switch. The Nintendo Switch is proof that a unique concept can grab a hold of fans both old and new, even in the presence of more powerful hardware. Buoyed by Nintendo's incomprehensibly popular stable of franchises, and helped by some excellent support for older and indie titles, there's a large enough library of hits to sustain any kind of player. Even if you aren't a fan of the first-person Nintendo games, being able to enjoy your favorite RPG, shooter, or strategy title on a console that you can play anywhere is a tempting offer. It's for these reasons that the Switch is one of the best handheld gaming consoles you can buy, even as Microsoft and Sony look to release the PS5 and Xbox Series X consoles by the end of 2020. Taking the number 2 spot on our list is the infamous PlayStation 2. This is probably the console on this list that has had more games than you could ever think of. It had every single genre of any game you wanted to play. Whether it be shooters, RPGs, racing games, slice of life games, you name it, it had it all. Although more advanced consoles came out after it, namely the Xbox and the GameCube, they only took a small fraction of the profits that the PlayStation had. With such an impressive legacy, there's probably a great number of you who owned the PlayStation 2 and have something to say about it. At the top of our list is no surprise the Nintendo 64. This console is basically the granddaddy of all consoles that support 3D rendering. For 80s and 90s kids, this was what put color into our childhood console days. It was the N64 that really showed the breadth of experience that 3D games could deliver to players. Mario 64 made 3D platforming an art form unto itself, and The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time was arguably gaming's first masterpiece. Though the N64's controller was clunky, the cartridges were awkward, and the console could sometimes barely run its more demanding titles, the imaginative and forward-thinking N64 still remains a pinnacle for the industry. That was our list of the top 10 best consoles in the history of gaming. Comment down below on what your top 10 consoles are, and we'd like to know. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can watch our videos the moment we upload it. See you guys next time.